welcome back to my channel. I'm Tired Mama. If you're new here, I hope that you'll stick around. If you're not, then give me a thumbs up. So today I want to talk about the two different types of dieting and dieters. There are tons of diets, okay? But when it comes to actually losing weight, there's two different types of people. Number one are the people who are very much deterred. And what I mean is they have this great visual in their mind of what's going to happen when they lose weight. They can see themselves smaller and healthier. Maybe they have it for the wrong reasons. Maybe their goal to lose weight is for vanity reasons. Maybe it's because they think they'll find a mate when they lose weight, or they think that they'll just be overall happier or sexier or whatever. And then there's the group of people who are determined. When you're determined to lose weight, even small obstacles aren't going to stop you. Your end goal isn't necessarily to look a certain way, but it's just to get rid of the weight. Now, when we talk about these deterred versus determined people, deterred people are very specific in that if they start to fail at a diet, they will very easily be deterred to stop. Okay? Examples of deterred people. Amber Lynn Reed. Great example of a deterred dieter, because the moment that she doesn't like one aspect of a diet, rather than altering something, she's completely stops it and goes back to her old ways. Foodie Beauty, Big Beautiful Me. What else does she go by? Another example of a deterred dieter. One thing happens and she gives up. Let's see. Life by Jen is a determined dieter because she is determined to lose weight. She has admitted that she has had failures since she started keto, but she got right back on, right? Who's another one? Charlie Gold is a determined dieter because even though she's had mess ups, she still goes back to her diet. I am a determined dieter. The rest of my life, really up until the last few months, I have been a deterred dieter. I would do keto. I would find something wrong. Well, my doctor told me to stop keto the first time. But I would do like Slim Fast. I did that one time. And just the very first time I screwed up, I just gave it up. How many of you in your closet or in your house have Nutrisystem packets, or you have Slim Fast containers, or you have other, what's the protein shake, Premier Protein meal replacements sitting around from where you gave up on a diet? And it's because you were at a place in your life where you were a deterred dieter. The moment it got too hard, or the moment that your life became overwhelming, more overwhelming than you could handle in that moment, you became a deterred dieter because you went back to your old habits. And you didn't come back to the diet. That's where I am. A lot of the time in my past, I've been deterred because I would give up and screw up, and then I would go right back to my old habits of binge eating and eating everything in sight. I've been there so many times, and there's all kinds of people who post videos about their weight loss journey, but the truth of it is a lot of them are deterred in that something happens and they drop it, and something happens and they don't go back to it. And it's because they're not really ready to put in the time and the energy and the effort and the work that it takes to not only just change your eating habits and your mobility habits, it's the time and energy that it takes to really rewire your thinking on how to deal with emotional stress, on how to deal with binge eating urges, on how to deal with family dinners, on how to deal with situations when you would normally run to food, breakups, right? Like, that's a whole other side of emotional eating or overeating that people forget to address is, okay, well, now what do I do with all this emotional energy that I would put into food? Right? Once you become a determined dieter, that means that you have determined where you're going to put this emotion, how you're going to handle this emotion, and then you know how to deal with a mess up. Okay? Perfect example. I've been dieting for about, let's see, I started mid-August. I'm down like 48 pounds. And I had to spend those first few weeks really determining and trying to figure out for myself with a therapist how to deal with my emotional eating. I've always been an emotional eater in that the moment something goes wrong, I run to food. And it didn't have to be a big thing. Like, it could be something small. And I'm going to give you an example in just a moment. So, you have to become a determined dieter in order to really succeed, right? Because that means that for the long haul, you have changed your thoughts and your process on how you deal with emotional eating. That's why a lot of people who were on like Biggest Loser, they lost weight in the beginning. Maybe they lost a lot of weight, but a lot of them haven't kept it off because they never changed their thought process on how to deal with all this want to eat. And that's where, fortunately for me, I got started this time. I started changing my viewpoint of food. And my examples on what I did stupid. So I started keto on Friday. Today's Wednesday. And I did awesome up until Friday night. Now, Friday night I worked at the concession stand for my daughter's football game. She's in the marching band. And I was there from about 3:45, 4 o'clock until almost 10. And in that time period, I was booking it. I was working. About 9:30, someone handed me a hamburger, and they're like, "Hey, grab you something to eat, and go take a rest." I think I had just said like I have a headache or something, and I was so tired, and I was so just into what I had been doing. I didn't even think. Y'all, I'm tired. I didn't even think anything about it. I went outside, sat down at a table, and ate half the hamburger before alarms went off in my head, and I was like, oh crap, I'm not supposed to be eating this. So in reality, my first day of keto, I failed. Okay. Now the old me, when I was a deterred dieter, I would have given up. Like, I would have walked away from it and gotten up on Saturday and gone back to eating all the crap that I used to eat. But I didn't. I got up on Saturday. I was like, okay, we're starting again. We're going to start over today. The old me would have, when I dropped my phone in dishwater, that's how my weekend went, would have said, forget it, gone to town. I probably would have gotten Burger King and McDonald's and sat in my car and ate until, excuse me, being so rude in this, I'm so sorry. And ate until I was sick. That's just the truth of it. And I didn't. I said, okay, I'm going to channel myself into another direction. Gosh, she's scared of something. Hey, Remy. She's a scaredy cat is what she is. She's terrified of the mailman who brings her treats. Anyway, so I hope that you can kind of see the determinations I'm making between a deterred dieter and a determined dieter. Deterred, you give up as soon as you have a mess up or something happens. Determined, you jump right back in. Which one are you? Are you a deterred dieter or are you determined dieter? I'm proud to say that I'm finally at that point that I'm determined. I'm determined to lose more weight. I'm determined to hit my goals. I am determined that even when I screw up, because it's going to happen, I'm going to get right back on. Okay? All right, guys, it is time for me to go to work. I hope that you enjoyed this. I'm going to try to get back to regular posting. I have a couple of really funny ideas that I'm working on. They just take a little bit more time every day than what I had originally allotted to film videos. But I will be back to a regular schedule soon. In the meantime, guys, remember 3 things. Number 1, you are worth the time that it takes to lose weight. Number 2, your life is worth the effort that it takes to lose weight. And number 3, you are loved. Until next time, guys.